Nityanandam, a warm and sacred welcome to all our viewers joining us today for the KAILASA's Om Awards ceremony held during the KAILASA's New Year, Hindu New Year celebrations. And as you may know, the Vedic New Year or the auspicious spiritual reset, the first round for the year ahead, enter into reflection and spiritual renewal and invoke breakthroughs with divine divinity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explains is the most powerful way to manifest the divine and move towards. It is a celebration observed from time immemorial in the ancient Hindu civilization, and today it is by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, personally, globally. So now let us reflect on the extraordinary divine life and the global mission of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through a visual representation that captures the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's unparalleled contribution to humanity and the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma through the United States of KAILASA, the only Hindu nation on planet Earth today. what we have just witnessed offers a profound glimpse into the life and the mission of Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, the incarnation of Paramashiva himself. And as you have seen, the work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is nothing less than a conscious civilizational revival, restoring the world's most ancient enlightened tradition and re-establishing KAILASA, which is the first sovereign nation for Hindus, the only Hindu nation. Because statehood of KAILASA, the United States of KAILASA, exploring how it stands firmly anchored and acknowledged within the framework of international law as a sovereign entity.
In 56 Hindu nations, 200 Hindu kingdoms, 1,700 Hindu provinces that covered more than 6 million kilometers square of Asia, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPH, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of KAILASA, this ancient, enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. KAILASA is an unbroken cultural, religious, historical, civilizational, and sovereign continuation and revival of multiple of these historical Hindu sovereign states and Hindu ecclesiastical entities. The unbroken continuity of these ancient Hindu nations through KAILASA results in the legal recognition of KAILASA as per the international customary law, particularly the doctrine of continuity. The international taken during military occupation or other internal transformations do not negate the existence of the country, do not affect the legal personality and international obligations of the country or state. The Vienna Convention on Succession of States in respective treaties, 1978, addresses these principles of the doctrine of continuity as it outlines international law during situation of state succession or continuation. International law recognizes a state's legal personality by recognizing its identity. This perspective extends even during the period when the given state or country is annexed or occupied by a foreign power. Even in such cases, the legal
established since
around 5,000 years ago, at the end of Mahabharat War, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilization consisted of 10,000 Hindu traditions, or sampradayam, is the revival of these historical Hindu sovereign states and Hindu ecclesiastical entities. The unbroken continuity of these ancient Hindu nations through KAILASA results in the legal recognition of KAILASA as per the international customary law, particularly the doctrine of continuity. The international law, the doctrine of continuity, implies that upheavals and revolutions within a country, changes in government, territorial adjustments, measures taken during military occupation, or other internal transformations do not negate the existence of the country, do not affect the legal personality and international obligations of the country or state. The Vienna Convention on Succession of States in respective treaties, 1978, addresses these principles of the doctrine of continuity as it outlines international law during situation of state succession or continuation. International law recognizes a state's legal personality by recognizing its identity. This perspective extends even during the period when the given state or country is annexed or occupied by a foreign power. Even in such cases, the legal personality of the state is considered to persist, enabling its subsequent re-establishment. Historical examples dating back to the 18th century include cases like Portugal and Genoa that the nation continues to exist. Its sovereignty and international legal personality continues to persist. The Dalai Lama exiled and forced to flee. Despite the challenges faced, the Dalai Lama continues to advocate for the preservation of Tibetan culture, and garners worldwide support for Tibetan autonomy on the global stage. Similarly, from 1309 to 1376, the Pope of Catholicism had been, leaving the Pope with no sovereign territory other than the papal residence and related buildings. Yet his temporal powers were still acknowledged. He was recognized as a head of state, City. The Sovereign Order of Malta further exemplifies this principle, retaining international recognition as a sovereign entity despite the permanent loss of their territory upon Napoleon's invasion in June 1798. Despite such permanent loss of territory, the sovereignty and the international legal personality of the Sovereign Order of Malta continued to persist. Much later in 1894, the order settled in Rome and acquired two properties, the Magistral Palace and the Magistral Villa, that received extraterritorial status, registration plates, and has been granted observer status in the United Nations. All these examples of state re-establishment illustrate the principle of continuity of states, as per international law, that a state's legal personality persists over time. A nation continues to exist even after a complete loss of territory. A far more striking example is of the oceanic countries, which are under the threat of their entire nation being drowned and submerged due to rising sea levels owing to global warming. In response to such existential threat of climate change, Pacific Island nations, including Tuvalu, have enacted constitutional amendments and made international declarations affirming that their nation and their sovereign rights will continue to persist, despite their entire territory being lost to the sea. This proactive stance is highlighted the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashiva, through the line of succession, is the present 203rd Emperor of the Hindu sovereign kingdom of Surangi Samrajya. He was crowned on the 31st of December 2004 at the age of 26. Thus, by very same principles of the doctrine of continuity, through which the international legal personality of Portugal, Genoa, Poland, Ethiopia, Czechoslovakia, Albania, Austria, Vatican, Tibet, Sovereign Order of Malta, and several other nations has been recognized despite having undergone a period of exile, annexation, occupation by a foreign power, or despite loss of territory. The SPH Nityananda Paramashivam, through well-established legal and historical facts about the Hindu sovereign state of the Surangi Samrajyam, derives all sovereign rights and powers of the royal lineage of the Surangi Samrajyam as its 203rd sovereign emperor, from his inheritance and continuation of the unbroken succession of the kingdom of Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam Sarvanapitha. Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, through unification with 20 other sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical, historical entities, became part of the United States of KAILASA, which thus became a sovereign, independent juridical state, with the SPH Nityananda Paramashivam as the sovereign. Just as how the oceanic nations like Tuvalu have safeguarded their sovereignty from the existential threat of total submersion by amending their constitution and asserting that their sovereignty will persist regardless of the loss of their territory, KAILASA, which is a sovereign continuation of 21 sovereign Hindu states and sovereign ecclesiastical historical entities, is also reviving and continuing the Kumari Kandam Hindu nations that got submerged. As per the doctrine of continuity, these facts imply that the KAILASA's statehood is recognized by international law and manifests as a natural outcome of well-established historical legal facts. Share your time, talent, and treasure. Become part of KAILASA. Sign up as an e-citizen https://
And now, as we continue this sacred celebration of the Hindu New Year, we now enter into a values. The KAILASA Om Awards is the highest recognition bestowed by KAILASA. It honors distinguished leaders, visionaries, healers, humanitarians, artists, and change makers whose contributions actively promote peace, harmony, coexistence, and conscious living. Representing diverse cultures, nations, and traditions, these awardees are held by KAILASA, which are non-violence, inclusivity, dignity for all beings, gender equality, and the fundamental right to spiritually enriched life. And as part of this honor, KAILASA Om Award recipients are also invited to become members of the Lok Sabha of KAILASA, which is KAILASA's Hindu Parliament think tank, and they are welcomed into the United Ancient Indigenous Enlightened Nations as well, or the UAN. So the Lok Sabha of KAILASA serves as the intellectual and the strategic pillar of the Hindu Parliament, comprising visionary leaders and scholars dedicated to the revival, protection, and evolution of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. It provides policy insight, philosophical discourse, and strategic guidance for Hindus worldwide. The United Ancient Indigenous Enlightened Nations is an intergovernmental organization representing over 160 indigenous nations and communities globally, who are committed to uplifting the indigenous leadership. So let us watch in more details about the UAN.
United States of America, the United Ancient Nations is an intergovernmental organization currently made up of 160+ members and indigenous nations. The UAN and its work are guided by the purposes and principles contained in its founding charter. The UAN is a manifestation of the profound connection amongst indigenous peoples across the world, including African, Andean, American, European, Caribbean, Oceanic, and Asian regions, rooted in shared wisdom, sustainable practices, and deep reverence for the earth. The United Ancient Nations serves as an international cultural and diplomatic organization focused on uniting indigenous cultures globally. Our governance structure is council-based without territorial claims, led by a collective leadership through our General Secretariat. As a non-state entity with UN-style advocacy, we focus on several key areas: cultural and digital heritage preservation, indigenous diplomacy, revival of indigenous knowledge systems to solve humanity's problems, global peace. While the UAN represents numerous indigenous cultures, the United States of KAILASA serves as the first indigenous nation specifically for Hindus. With a formal governance structure including a head of state, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, KAILASA has achieved recognition as a sovereign subject of international law, possessing distinctive attributes of juridical statehood. The United States of KAILASA is the main sponsor of the proposed UAN headquarters. This initiative would bring forth an estimated $100 million in revenue for the host country through summits, conferences, tourism, and development projects. The proposed UAN headquarters would represent the world's indigenous nations and peoples through its architectural design. It would blend the best of all worlds, featuring top modern architecture, the highest green building standards, and ancient Vastu architectural principles. This headquarters would serve as a central hub for indigenous diplomacy, cultural preservation, and collaborative efforts towards sustainable development and global peace. Through this initiative, we aim to create a dignified platform for indigenous leadership rooted in ancestral wisdom, cultural legitimacy, and collaborative innovation, enhancing global dialogue and regional stability. The establishment of the UAN headquarters would position a host country at the forefront of a global movement promoting indigenous wisdom while creating significant economic opportunities for the nation and its people.
And now, with deep reverence and gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we now proceed to the most anticipated segment of today's celebration, the presentation of the KAILASA Om Awards. And we would like to start with the first conferring the KAILASA Mitra Award, which is conferred upon individuals who has established long-lasting friendship with KAILASA. And our first recipient His Excellency Datu Pradeep Sapkotaji, and His Excellency Datu Pradeep Sapkota is a Nepalese youth activist, global leader, and a peace ambassador dedicated to advancing renovation, education, and community empowerment through technology. And he was born in 1990 in Koltandi community, Bharatpur Metropolitan City 11 in Nepal, and he completed his education in Nepal, earning a Bachelor in Computer Application or a BCA and a Master of Business Administration, an MBA. His Excellency is the founder and director of the Sunway Research and Innovation Center, focused on community empowerment through information and communication technology, which promotes the use of ICT in education, agriculture, livestock, and renewable energy. Was adopted as a noble son by the Royal House of Baloy in Mindanao, Philippines, and later conferred the noble title of Datu, meaning prince, and appointed as honorary cultural ambassador to Nepal. He has actively collaborated with international organizations across Europe, Africa, and Asia to provide the ICT training, humanitarian support, and youth empowerment programs. And through his leadership, innovation, and commitment to peace and humanity, His Excellency continues to inspire communities globally towards sustainable development and technological advancement. And now we would like to invite His Excellency to please share a few words.
Thank you so much. Very good evening, good morning, good afternoon to you all. It's my really the great honor to join this wonderful virtual conference, the event today. Even though since a long time, almost like a 1.5 or 2 years, I think in 2023, we are already connected. So, and it's my great honor to meet with you all virtually, and hopefully we will meet in real as well. Respected guests, distinguished guests, honor organizers, and dear ladies and gentlemen, I feel deeply humbled and honored to receive the KAILASA Om Award today on 14th April. The support, encouragement, and inspiration I have received from my mentors, colleagues, KAILASA represent peace. Associated with such profound meaning inspires me to continue my work with greater sincerity, dedication, and responsibility. I offer my sincere pranams and gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, SPS, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, for graciously conferring this prestigious award and for his spiritual vision in recognizing and encouraging service to humanity. This blessing adds profound spiritual significance to this honor. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizing committee for considering me worthy of this prestigious honor. I also extend my sincere thanks to everyone who has guided me along my journey and stood by me during the challenging and successes alike. This award motivates me to keep contributing positively to society and to uphold the values of sincere integrity and compassion that this honor represents. Once again, I offer my deepest thanks to you all. I accept this award with humility and promise to continue striving for excellence in the days ahead. Thank you so much. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Datu Pradeepji, and it's a great honor and pleasure to be conferring the KAILASA Om Awards upon you, and thank you so much for your friendship to KAILASA and for all the good work that you are doing for, to advance Sanatana Hindu Dharma and uplifting humanity towards global peace. Once again, thank you so much, and
Thank you so much. And also looking forward for the collaboration in the coming days by which we can make more impact from one community to another communities through the Hinduism, through our experience, through the technology because we are mostly focusing to feed the planet. And also the Kailasa is also focusing on that topic as well. So I'm really looking forward to make it happen all together. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Excellency, and we also look forward to collaborating with you and working with you further. Thank you so much. And now we would like to present the KAILASA Nityananda Global Peace Award, and this award is conferred upon individuals who significantly contribute towards global peace. And our next recipient is Pandit Narad Gosainji, who is a revered Hindu priest, astrologer, devotional singer, and a propagator of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And in Trinidad with ancestral roots in Bihar and Kolkata, and he has dedicated his entire life to spirituality, music, motivation, and inspiring others through officiating pujas or the Hindu rituals. He preserves enlightenment and dharma. And now we would like to invite Pandit Gosainji to please say a few words.
So let me take this. I would like to also take the opportunity to especially thank the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityanandam, Paramashivam, Kailasa, Swamiji, for we do to bring spirituality and Hinduism to what it is today. As we know it, every single day we are losing many devotees to the world. We are losing our brothers and our sisters to the reality of the world. They're becoming so engrossed in material, forgotten what real Hinduism and the strength of being a true bhakta or a devotee is in all means and in all terms. And today it's a pleasure to be a part of this beautiful conference with all our lovely devotees and of course with Swamiji to be able to keep promoting Hindu Dharma and the strength of what we have come from, our roots of our gods and our Bhagwan in many different ways. Every single day people are depressed and they are down and they are feeling, demotivated by what life has brought to them. And it is definitely a blessing to be able to be a part of this beautiful conference and also this divine organization and all its members so that to promote the benefit and the blessing of Kailasa to each and every one and to lift, to motivate and to inspire everybody's life to becoming a better one. Once more, I'd like to especially thank all those who've been a part of this wonderful conference to allow me to share my words and also to be a part of helping the world at large become a better place. Thank you, Nityanandam.
Thank you so much, Pandit Narad.